Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. American Idol 22 Episode 6 Recap. Who survived Hollywood Week in the all-new Idol arena? Live blog. It's Hollywood Week and the pressure is on for American Idol contestants. With just one chance to perform for judges Luke Bryan, Katy Perry, and Lionel Richie in the first ever Idol arena, who will survive the biggest cut in Idol history? Ryan Seacrest hosts Sunday, March 31, 8:10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on ABC. Follow along with our live blog for American Idol 22, Episode 6 below. 8:05 p.m. The contestants arrive in Hollywood as we learn more about the Idol arena. Lionel prefers calling it the Gladiator's Pit. The judges tell the singers they'll be tested on their talent and their ability to stand with their nerves about to jump out of their skin. Over half of them will go home by the time this is over. It's the biggest cut in American Idol history. We see the platinum ticket winners, who get a pass on the first round, sing as a trio to California Dreamin' and prove why they, Odell Bunton Jr., Abby Carter, and Julia Gagnon, are considered at the top of their class. They didn't disappoint, bringing the house down with a standing ovation. Now, one by one, contestants will be called to the stage, but they won't know when. They get one shot only. At the end of the night, most will be cut. Let's go. 8:10 p.m. Tristan Harper will kick things off with an original song called Wrapped Up in Jesus. The 15-year-old has the crowd clapping along as Katy utters, "I like him." Luke says he put a smile on their faces. Katy says it was nice to see him up first, and now he can enjoy the show. Next is Quintavious, the 21-year-old worship leader singing Help Me by Court Chavis. He's got people crying in the audience, and Luke says this was better than the audition. Next is Haley Mia, a 16-year-old high school student singing Love in the Dark by Adele. They're cranking through these quick. Lionel says, "You came out swinging." 8:20 p.m. Up next is Loretta Lynn's granddaughter, Emmy Russell, singing an original called Like That. Katy loves that the 24-year-old is a good songwriter, but she knows Emmy has more range. "You left a little range on the table," the judge says. "If you get the opportunity to sing again, let's stretch it out." Now it's Jack Blocker, who doesn't feel very confident after failing to win over Katy in the auditions. He sings Your Cheatin' Heart by Hank Williams while trying to control his over-the-top facial expressions he was dinged for in his audition. I'm not sure if he succeeded there, but he sounds great. Luke tells him, always stay true to Jack Blocker. After he leaves the stage, Katy admits, "I had to close my eyes and listen." 8:30 p.m. Keiko takes the stage, next singing a song he wrote about his audition and the imposter syndrome he's feeling in Hollywood. The 23-year-old from Florida only showed up at the auditions to accompany someone else on piano before being recruited by the judges himself. His song, What If, brings a smile to Katy's face, followed by tears. Katy says, "You're not the accident. You're the opportunity." Luke says, "We're so glad you took a chance." 8:40 p.m. Next up is Abby Blake, the 25-year-old singer Keiko originally accompanied to the auditions. She's singing Vienna by Billy Joel, and Katy says, "The nerves got the best of your vibrato, but it was a step up from your audition." Then 17-year-old Jennifer Jeffries sings an original song called You Were a Child. It's about watching some of her siblings struggle with mental health issues. She has one of the most unique tones in the competition. Luke is loving this. It's a standing ovation for this youngster. Katy says, "It's a little rough, it's a little dirty, it's not perfect, and it's awesome." She follows that by saying, "I don't know if you're going to win this thing, but I think you're going to be a star." 9 p.m. A return from commercials brings in midway through Nia's performance of You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. The 28-year-old Broadway performer is bringing down the house with this Aretha Franklin classic. Pure tonal gold, says Luke. Next up are sisters Mia and JC Matthews. JC is up first, and the 17-year-old is singing Up to the Mountain by Patty Griffin. Luke says her vibrato is behind the beat a little bit, but definitely an improvement from her audition. Next is 19-year-old Mia singing Mama's Broken Heart by Miranda Lambert. Lionel says her classmates were into that, and that means you were wonderful at what you did. Wrapping up this segment is Clocks, a 27-year-old from Alabama, singing Valerie by Amy Winehouse. The judges can't help but smile as this quirky vocalist graces the stage and give her a standing ovation after that performance. Katie calls her a star. 9:05 p.m. The second hour begins with McKenna Faith Breinholt singing When We Were Young by Adele. McKenna had one of the season's most memorable auditions when she was reunited with her birth family in front of the judges. Tonight she's even more impressive, showing off some sultry low notes that have her competition hooting and hollering. That was one of my favorites I've seen all year, says Luke. As McKenna leaves the stage, Katie notes, I'm worried about her voice though. Is the judge forecasting potential strained chords in the future? 9:15 p.m. Next up is Brooklyn Zaggi singing Simple Man by Lynyrd Skynyrd. It's another standing ovation for this vocal beast, as Lionel says. We have never run across a class like this. Aji, I don't know where you came from, but you're the motivator. Then Madai Chakal takes the stage, hoping to impress Luke, who passed on her audition, with Tattooed Heart by Ariana Grande. She gets off to a rocky start asking the band, Hey, can we start over? I wasn't feeling that one. After a second attempt, she stops again saying, We're going to do this a cappella because that's not flowing the way we practiced. I don't think this is too much better. Luke says it was a little shaky in some spots, but thanks for performing. Madai blames the pianist, and it's unlikely she'll make it through. Then, in a surprise twist, she's given another shot. Next, Madai asks for a chair because she's feeling shaky. Okay, diva. This performance is followed by a muted applause. I think everyone is uncomfortable and just wants her to leave at this point. Luke says, maybe we'll do American Humble at some point. 9:30 p.m. Next is a montage of artists who seem to struggle with the pressure tonight. Camila Galavis is just 14 years old and couldn't control her nerves. Isabella Mercier forgot her lyrics, and Amanda Magras admits she wasn't ready. Then Cabrienne K.B. Richens takes the stage with a song she says feels like she wrote it herself, How Could You by Jessie Murph. She breaks down in tears in the middle, but pulls herself together and finishes off the song in supreme fashion. People are weeping all over the audience. Lionel says, I'm very proud of what you're doing. 9:45 p.m. Ziggy is a late arrival to Hollywood because his VISA almost didn't come in time. He walks in like a fashion icon, ready to perform with no nerves at all. The Amsterdam resident will perform later, but it's good to see he's made it. Then Will Mosley sings his version of Whiskey and You by Chris Stapleton. The judges give him their stamp of approval with Katie saying, You are the real deal. What you deliver is so solid and so gritty. I'm scared of you, and I like it. Then Roman Collins hits the keyboard with a churched-up version of Gravity. Mackenzie Saul is briefly showcased belting it out, followed by Blake Prohl showing his more sensitive side and Justice Murphy bringing out her inner diva. Lionel says cutting half of this class is impossible. 9:55 p.m. Kennedy Reed, the resident mortician, has taken the stage singing the traditional hymn, How Great Thou Art. Lionel exclaims, This is not the person we met. Luke calls the performance unbelievable. Wrapping things up today is Ziggy. The colorful character shows a more sensitive side singing All I Want by Caudaline. Katie says a lot of people haven't seen something like Ziggy, and he's able to break down all of their judgments. Compete against legions of other fans, plus our experts and editors for best prediction accuracy scores. See our latest prediction champs. Can you top our esteemed leaderboards next? Always remember to keep your predictions updated because they impact our latest racetrack odds, which terrify Hollywood chiefs and stars. Don't miss the fun. Speak up and share your huffy opinions in our famous forums, where 5,000 showbiz leaders lurk every day to track latest awards buzz. Everybody wants to know, what do you think? Who do you predict and why?